Alright. I don't know where I was because I wasn't anywhere. I still don't understand why he is not... Because that's locked in as... Oh, wait. I had the wrong ones up the whole time? Oh no, that was my bad. He's a musician. Probably. I actually don't know. But I think that other picture would have been locked in if that was him. But I think I did decide that... Yes, because we got this. We got Guy logged in and Bonnie. I think I decided that you were... Yeah. Ernest married somebody. I'm not really sure who. And one of these is Ernie Jr. One of these is Nicole. One of these is Debbie. Debbie Bean. But I think what I wanted to do was to search. She had released a book under a different name. Swashbuckle My Heart. What's her name? Lauren Roottrees, but she had released it under something else. Let me figure out what her other name was. And her married name, Lauren Rafferty. Got it. Okay. Can I, if I search Lauren Rafferty, so we have Swashbuckle My Heart, Romance in Court. Let me try Romance in Court. It's the first most famous of the series of 3 books often called the Court Jester series. All 3 books in the series are about different romances, but told via the same narrator. You can probably surmise the narrator's profession. The 2 other books were called Return to Court and New Romance in Court. Searching for them online yields few results. The books had some popularity when they were released in the late 60s. Now, 30 years later, they aren't in high demand. Okay. What if I type Court Jester? Okay, it's about the same. Let me try Lauren Rafferty. Swashbuckle My Heart. X marks the spot. Re-releases X marks the spot. Crap. Okay. She had... What if I just type in Court Jester? Okay, I can't remember the actual name of it. Crap. Return to Court. Romance in Court. Return to Court, Romance in Court, and then New Romance in Court. Return to Court. Romance in Court. No copies available. Re-released as Romance in Court. New Romance in Court. Okay. What if I just did Lauren Roottrees? Lauren returns to the Middle Ages with the last chapter in the Court series. The About the Offer blurb mentions she had inspiration from one of her brothers Clancy's lectures in the Middle Ages. He was a teacher! Her brother Clancy... What does that mean? Professor, maybe? Professor. He was a professor, not just a teacher. He was a professor. Okay. I don't have a picture of you. So new romance in court, maybe just romance in court. Inspiration from one of her brother's lectures. Okay. What about return to court? What about swashbuckle my heart? Crap. Okay. Can I do court jester? Nothing. Got it. But do you want to look at the Butler County Times and look for... What if I type in Roottrees? What about 5-piece? Okay, never mind. You gotta be more specific. Maybe we'll try Clancy. Nothing relevant. Elias. What about... Margot. Margolite. Gwen. You find ads from 1950s for local movie theaters that happen to list Gwen Roottrees' name and cast list for the films they were showing. Okay. There was a Gwendolyn. There was a Gwyneth. There was a Miracle. There was a... What if I do like Maple Farm? Tours about Maple Farms. Seems that twice each summer the Roottrees Candy Company's current head of farming, Mrs. Cattrall, returns to Butler County to demonstrate how 5 pieces were made. She's the head of farming. Miss Cattrall is... I don't think I have Cattrall in. I don't. She's the head of farming.
Oh my god! Okay,
oh my goodness, that scared me. Hello, Chickwood. Hello, how are we doing? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Thank you for the cozy raid. We're also kind of playing a cozy game. More of a mystery game. It's pretty cozy. We're not doing too much. It's just a lot of brain work. But how was your stream? What were you playing? Oh my gosh, Rachel, you are the Poppy Playtime. Anya is the Jim Archer. I was Jeff Akers, and I will take that on any day over some of the things I get. Harper Thornton. We've had better, but we've had worse. Oh my goodness, chat was like covering my face. I didn't even realize that. That's better. Take your boxy boot. Legend of the Crystal Skull. Love that game. I think it's a top 5. Thank you so much for the follow, Chickwood. I appreciate you. Thanks for hopping in and hanging out with us. Legend of Crystal Skull. Definitely a top 10. It might be a top 5 game for me. Love, love, love it. I just found out that Mrs. Cattrall was a farmer. I don't know who she is, but she was a farmer. Get a raid and run. Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for the raid. I totally understand a raid and run. Go take care of what you have to do. Some stream aftercare, if you will. Get a snack, get some water, do something good for yourself. And hopefully I see you soon. Gwendoline Morden. Can I search you? If I type Morden? No. Wilson? Dr. Wilson! Pediatrician to the stars? Pediatrician to the stars? Oh, I already read this. Meh. Maddie's the first streamer and indie streamer I ever watched. That is awesome. No, I have watched her before when she was playing Shadow Ranch. I've watched her. She's lovely. We love Maddie. If she was your first, that is crazy. That's such a cool moment. Okay, so I don't know about anything with the Butler County Times. Maybe. Who did Ernest Madsen marry? We distract Maddie a lot. You know I love to yap. You know I'm a yapper. Can I maybe search Madsen? Ernie? Debbie? Laura? Nicole? Today's topic, AI is stinky. Is AI stinky? I don't use AI really. I think I've used it once or twice. I think I've searched Clancy, Elias, Edward. I can try Edward. We're just searching names in hopes that something clicks. I need to know who Margot married. Robert Roottrees. Robert. Ronald. Anya's cracking the knuckles right now to lock in. Yes, AI is stinky. I don't use AI. I think I've used it like once or twice just for like silly little things, but I don't really use it. You guys, speaking of AI, I had applied for a job last week. Like, I've been applying for little jobs, just like something part-time in the summer or during the slow season. And they were like, oh, we want to set up a video interview. I was like, that's fine. And then you can actually complete it any time because it's with AI. It's an AI video interview. Needless to say, I did not interview because I was like, it's so odd. I've never heard of that. But they wanted me to do an AI video interview. Like, I would interview with AI, and I didn't like that. It was a big red flag for me, and I was just so confused as to why I would have to do that. Okay. There's 12 clues here that I have not filled in. It's probably Clark. Okay. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than one person can spend? Let me try, because... What about Danielle Franks? Have I searched her yet? Danielle Franks? No. What about Jessica LaRue Rafferty? No. What did I do LaRue Rafferty? No. Jane LaRue? Jane Del Vecchio is listed on a talent for hire site as a wedding singer. Way down in the credentials section of her biography, it mentions she got her start as a young girl when she was Jane LaRue of the Lucky LaRues. It also mentions to only contact her agent in the event that you actually wish to hire her. And that all inquiries about her past or her sister would be ignored. Her sister? Oh, I want tea. I can only speak for use of AI in creative spaces, but so stinky due to how AI is trained and how it's being used so blindly by people, even though it's way too underdeveloped to be used by the public. I've seen a lot of people, like, I've heard a lot of things in the VTuber space that people use AI and then try to pass it off as like their own image and sell it for commission. So like if I hired someone to be like, hey, make a VTube avatar of me, and then they used AI to do it and then try to sell it to me as if it was their own work. But I do think a lot of people think that AI is just the end all be all of things. That's the short version. I don't know enough about AI to add anything intellectual to this conversation, unfortunately, but whatever you're passionate about, I support. People do that for Etsy clothing patterns a lot. Oh. Huh. I mean, I don't buy a lot of clothes on Etsy. I look at clothes on Etsy. There's a lot of good Nancy Drew stuff. Is someone going to abuse this? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Ugh. I gotta lock in. Due to art being stolen to train AI theft. Yes. Mason, hello. Hello, Goofy Goober. How are you? Rise up, Mason. I gotta look at... Hi, Mason. How are you? We're Goofy Goobin'. Okay, who's her sister, though? I know she has one. Is it Kim LaRue? I don't think I searched that name. Did I? Nothing? I'm so confused. I'm in between. Had a work-related injury. Oh no! I've been better. Got it. I was like, you've been between? What are you between? Not a work-related injury. That's the worst. I hope you start feeling better. I hope it's not too bad. And I hope my hair looks better one day. But it's fine. Hopefully you start feeling better soon. I'm sorry you got hurt. Take it easy. Have a good rest. Have self-care. Do something good for yourself. A rock in a hard place, I'd presume. I would also presume. Okay, I gotta need to look back at my evidence. Oh, Mason, no. I don't like those things. I have a phobia of being electrocuted. The thought of that makes me want to throw up. That is nightmare fuel. Ugh. Respectfully, please don't give me details. Please, please. Okay. My first flash book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories used to meet with Jacob. When we were walking in the woods after school, I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Does that mean... Clark's child is a Rafferty, not a LaRue? Is it Chris Rafferty? And then, did her sister... Oh, wait. Oh, wait. So Clark married Danielle, split up from Danielle, married Jane LaRue, who is his cousin's wife's sister, had a child, divorced her, married her sister, had 2 kids. That's what I think is going on. What about Chris Rafferty? Nothing for Chris. He's messy, messy. And I like it. Because when I searched Jane, she said no inquiries about her sister. Now I get why. Now I get why she doesn't want to talk about her sister. But then he said he's carrying on the name. If the game had Facebook, it would be over quick. Oh, it would. Except this was like the 1960s where they didn't have Facebook. So hop in and say hi real quick. Yay! Already back to work. Ugh. That's a lot. You should have rested. I know it's easier said than done. But thank you, Mason. I appreciate the resub. I appreciate you hopping in and saying hi. I hope you start feeling better. Next year so we can meet your kids with the free spirits. Even any other family would end up in the streets. Oh, more stuff about AI. It also caused us to lose our media literacy and comprehension abilities. I know so many people IRL who actually depend on ChatGPT for stuff that they very easily could do themselves. Ooh. A friend of mine used ChatGPT to help her get over a guy. How do you do that? She asked me for advice today, tabbing a post to irk the guy. I told her just do it. She said that ChatGPT told her to wait. I can't. It's like the magic game. It's like I can't. ChatGPT told me I can't. It's the SpongeBob magic conch shell. Okay, this one has 2. Yes. So this is the number of clues I can get from this that I don't have confirmed yet. So... And now he'll step down as president from Roottrees Company. We should have been a fly on the wall today. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with 5 pieces, refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family, since we still have the Roottrees name. I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who volunteered. In instead ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn five-piece. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always had a very particular view when it comes to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Andy's older than Zach, and I'm the next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. The clues I get from that have to do with Zach, who's locked in. Maybe it's because Angie's not locked in. But she should be. So I have Angie, Clark. I need one more to test and see if I'm locked in. I don't know November's occupation. She shouldn't be a student because she's... No. Oh, I accidentally just switched over. It's fine. Can I look up in here? November? Okay. November Roottrees? No. The candy company is located. We'll have articles about notable businesses, events, and people local to the area. Maybe, can I just type in Butler County? I don't think I ever did that. Butler County is located outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. While the Roottrees Candy Company now has headquarters in the city, the company began on a small farm within the Butler County limits, and the area has a lot of history with the family. The Butler County Times is presumably a local paper there. There are likely articles from over the years involving the Roottrees family and those adjacent to them. It's automatically added to periodical search interface. As a side note, a video game called The Roottrees Are Dead was once set in Butler County. What happens if I type in The Roottrees Are Dead? The Roottrees Are Dead, not to be confused with a similar game called The Flute-Knees Are Bread, is a video game about a fictional family called the Roottrees, and about discovering the lineage after the Roottrees sisters are killed in a plane crash. The game takes place in Butler County, which is a real county in Pennsylvania, but uses fictional elements such as a fake newspaper called the Butler County Times. The creator of the game does not know anyone who lives in Butler County and has never even been there. Instead, he just randomly picked somewhere on the map near a major metropolitan area that sounded reasonable and hoped not to somehow accidentally offend the people that actually live there. I love it. Okay. I'm never gonna click that duck. I won't let it happen. What other names can I search? I feel like I've searched all these. I'm gonna try David Kellogg. Nope. Let's just start searching everyone in here. Nothing for Kellogg. And do Carlson, Cattrall, Cornwall. We'll try those. Oh. Oh, I already read this. I got really excited. I don't remember the other one. Cornwall. Nothing. Jacobson, Lansing, LaRue. I can try those. Lansing, LaRue, James, Jim, Rafferty, Clark, tried Madsen, Monroe, Quaritch, What if I type in conquistador? I just think it's funny. Conquistador. Ah. No. What about beef baby? I'm a beef baby, right? Beef Baby's a song by the Floozies. You can't actually find anything else about it anywhere. With a name like that, it's hard not to speculate on the subject matter, isn't it? Could it be a euphemism about a newborn cow? Perhaps the Floozies are holding a grudge against a toddler? It certainly piques your curiosity, if only you had the time or resources to look into it further. Womp womp. Alright. This has no hints. This has so many. I feel like I need to lock in Clark and it'll help me. The Sam one. From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Roottrees had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family gatherings. Hi, Rabbit! Gwyneth had been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Ooh, Charlena Purcell. Can't say I'm a fan of that one. You know I have beef. Beef baby! Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two. But I was told, trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. And I'm not the only one to realize. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including the Miracle Boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop sushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, EC and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother. Ooh, Miracle's youngest. Wait. So you're Elias M. Hold on, I gotta adjust a little bit. Even chimed in. Apparently, he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago. Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that's proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? I think there was an affair somewhere in here. But it wasn't from you because I didn't recognize Sam at the wedding. Are you Sam? No. I want Clancy Roottrees Jr. No. Clancy Professor? What did she say it was? The... Let's try court. Nope. Romance in court, was it? Okay. Inspiration from one of her brother Clancy's lecture on the Middle Ages. Can I try Middle Ages? Clancy Middle Ages. Academy. The Academy. Carl Roottrees. I want to know where he went to school. Brenda. Yep, nothing on the whole internet for Middle Ages. Never will be. Brenda White Original. Often describes as a vintage dress from before Brenda became Brenda Roottrees and started designing clothes for Root. Black and blue and the white and gold dress. It's the dress. Brenda White. Original. Didn't have the internet in the Middle Ages. How could it be uploaded? Right, there's no pictures. I want to know where Carl went to school. Can I try Carl? Nothing for Carl in the Butler County Times. Okay, there we go. Most of the articles considering Carl not important. The plane crash is too recent to appear in these archives. One announces Carl's marriage to Brenda White in 1978. They're both in their early 20s. Another seems even more frivolous. Apparently in 1981, Carl got quite drunk at a charity event and broke his arm falling down some stairs. Okay, I want to make a timeline. I have paper. Because I feel like... So... I feel like this is going to be important. This could help me. 1978. Carl married Brenda. The article also mentions Ernie is from 1996. Oh, that also mentions Ernie. So it is currently 1998. When Carl took over as the 5th president of the Roottrees Candy Company. Okay, so 1996, Carl becomes president. And it was before that, Ernie Jr. Middle Ages is just a dating category. Imagine. From Ernie Jr. Ernie Jr. apparently liked to stay out of the spotlight and never appeared in the Butler County Times, other than a few mentions here and there. The article does mention an illness as the reason Ernie Jr. was stepping down. Okay, so Ernie Jr., I think I've gathered, is one of these two. Because it's his cousin. In 1981, Carl got quite drunk at a charity event and broke his arm falling down some stairs. What about Brenda? If I type in Brenda Roottree. Oh, that's just Carl Roottrees. Perfect. I love how this person decides these articles are not important. Let me decide if they're important or not, please. Let me be the judge of that. I want to know more about November, because I feel like... Let me just try something real quick. She's not a housewife. She's not even married. I'm missing something big, and I know it. Let me go through my other evidence. It says you have 6 clues here. What about the picture? The next gen. So everyone's been figured out except for one of you. I think I figured out Eli. That's Eli, right? No, that's Edward. I can try putting the pictures in. Okay, I have some. Let me try this. No. I have something wrong between Angie, Clark. I think that that's Clancy and this is Eli because in the picture, well, it says, I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one. So which one's, so that's Pop. And I feel like that's like identical. So that's gotta be Eli. Thank you for reminding me, I'm a clever and beautiful bird. But I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why including Sam. I also didn't think it's fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. Okay. So that's Angie, because she is a redhead, like Zach. I know it doesn't look very red, but it is. That's Miracle. I don't know who you are. I think you're Sam. I think we're meant to think that Sam's a boy, but Sam's not. I think that's Miracle. Okay, so what's your occupation? They said they did great things. They did, he was a lawyer, a professor. Were you a doctor? Were you a pilot, maybe? Was there a school in Butler County? Can I just try school? Nothing. Butler County School. What if I just try Anderson? I want Anderson Farm. Okay, no, I already did this. This was in the beginning. What if I try Anderson here? No. If I try Anderson Farm here. Okay, this is also the same. The current head of farming is Mrs. Cattrall. What are the Cattrall names? Sam, Stephanie, and Laura. So I think Sam Cattrall is Sam. That's mentioned everywhere. I don't have a picture of Gwendoline. Okay. What about this one? This is the Free Spirits that I don't have a lot of people locked in for. You're November because you are the mixed child. Because it was mentioned that not Clancy, Edward was in an interracial relationship. This is the one from the 70s. So early 70s, so in the 1970s, before Carl married Brenda, is the Free Spirit pick. You're Eli. That's the Free Spirit ones, which is this generation. Which is Eli M. So that means, said Miracle's youngest. Does that mean that's you? No, it'd have to be you. I'm so confused. That has to be you. Which means that it's... I can't tell what you are from that picture. Are you a mechanic? I think. Which one did I get wrong? Which ones did I get wrong? Oh, I got Clancy right. Okay, okay. Ooh, someone's here.
On the phone, I said I owed
you
an explanation.
You do.
But I can't reveal everything.
Why not?
Not yet.
You owe me so much. I don't know who you are, and I'm doing so much work for you. And you say there'll be a prize, but I'm not sure I believe you because you're a thief, according to the police.
I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake.
Does it seem like a danger on Deception Island?
To explain why. It's true, I'm working with lawyers. But not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers.
Is she Lauren? Tell me you're Lauren.
I'm on the verge of releasing a book, and it's not kind to the Roottrees. Especially Elias and the 5 Pieces. The truth often isn't.
She does kind of give Hilda Swenson.
But with
Imagine.
the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy. So they're doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story. If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing
I mean, you kind of are, no?
very personal to me.
We kind of are.
To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in. Also, there are fewer Roottrees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination. It's
That's
also harder
difficult.
to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 blood relatives before they lock from here on out.
I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream.
I don't have any more evidence for you, but trust
No!
your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake.
Yes, Jeremy. Blood relatives. They're in caps every time someone says blood relative, and I get it. I get it. They have to be blood relatives.
You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Do you? Okay. Who did Eli marry? They think I'm gonna exploit the plane crash, so I'm writing a book. I would never, except that I will. I just got this, which doesn't help. If something has a high number, it's there for a reason. Okay, let me figure out. You have a high number. They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers. So everyone except for Clark here, musicians and dancers and artists. Okay, so that has to be you. And this has to be you. Right? These Times is an old single from a folk group C and J and D. You have a scan of the album as well as a recording of the title track thanks to a collector of Jim and Roottrees memorabilia. The website also listed the song credits as music and lyrics by Clark Rafferty and Jim Roottrees, backup vocals by the LaRues, those two. On the sticker that says, folk style songwriting, catchy, MMM magazine. Can I add that to the periodicals? No. 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 Okay, wait, let me try just... Yay! Oh. Did I do something good for myself? Played hosted many Roottrees advertisements over the years for their products. Crap. Jim Roottrees. Okay. An elected hitmaker, Jim goes into his first band. Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were in C and D with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. So the 4 of us had sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour. Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her younger sister, everything exploded. No more family band. I told you! I told you! The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then, we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told Roland is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he'd agree. For most of the decade, he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started Raffer Tunes, and he's much better jingle and writer than songwriter. He's an advertiser, he's not a musician. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's also how my father was connected to the Roottrees. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. Alright, so your dad was in advertising. And so was Clark. Heard that. This is incredible. Let me try Diamond LaRue. Ooh, small section focusing on young upcoming talent. It has to say this about the LaRues. The LaRue sisters got their start doing session work for their great uncle's record label. If you remember any songs from the 1960s to 1965s that featured the voice of kids, they were probably involved. Back then, they were called the Lucky LaRues. Now that he's passed, they've moved on to bigger and better ventures and are going by their full names. Diamond and Jane have been touring with some famous faces. Ever heard of the Roottrees? And are looking to release an album sometime in the next year. Youngest Kim is about to step into a prominent role on Broadway, taking over for one of the children, Oliver. The Lucky LaRues, indeed. The Lucky LaRue. No. LaRues? Oh, same thing. What about Jane LaRue? Nothing. What about Chris Rafferty? What about Rafford Tunes? Nothing. Let me search here for Rafford Tunes. I got a picture. I got something. I don't even care what the other thing says. You found this photo on the Rafford Tunes website. It was labeled the inspiration for the famous campaign. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and while his wife was trying to get Katrina, his youngest, to comment on for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. Look at us go! I got pictures. You're Clark. You're the mom. You're probably the youngest Katrina. Just make you. Okay, so if you're Katrina, you would be Jessica. You guys are literally children. Guys, I'm doing things. I'm making progress. Oh, and I got optional ones, right? Incredible. I got 2 optional ones. Hydrate M. Okay. Yeah, I brought the button back. Thank you. But yeah, our lovely hydrate button's returned. Okay, things are happening. I should probably read whatever that said. I was so excited. Oh, I already read it. Cool. What if I type in Super Bowl? Nothing on the internet for Super Bowl, guys. Don't worry, the Super Bowl doesn't exist. Alright. You're only 1% stinky? There's no way. You gotta be stinkier than that. I know you better. Only 1% stinky is crazy. They all want to be dancers and singers. Leith Pierre? So you're horrible, I think. I don't know who Bonnie married. Okay, let's keep looking at the pictures. This one I almost have figured out. This one I do pretty... You're Sam. You have to be Sam. Figured that much out. And you... Why do I not have you locked? That's crazy, because your car... Did I just not put you on there? No, I never did. So then we have, yeah, this picture. I don't know who you are. So the last November, I don't have. Okay, I do have Bonnie. I need Ernie Jr., Gwyneth, Gwendoline. 18%. You guys are low stinkies. I was 68. We got Miracle Jr. I think I need Eli M. Okay, so I have two of the girls. So both girls except for Bonnie. I need to lock in. Oh, and Caroline. I think that's Caroline. You took all the stink. Jeremy took all the stink. Okay, yeah, Caroline. So one of you is Gwyneth M, Gwendoline. So one of you is Gwyneth M, one of you is Gwendoline. You spoke too soon. Jeremy took it all. He took every stinky there's ever been. Brown, I need to know what Nancy Drew character you are, though. You never looked. So real. You're so stinky. And then we got Eli. We got Jim. It's just the two guys. So it's Ernie Jr. and Clark. No, Ernie Jr., Clark, and wait, you're Eli. Oh, I'm silly, Carl. Eli Jr. and Clark. Clark who? Clark who? There's no Clark. Unless I've already put in Clark. There's Clancy. I'm so confused. Eli's a mechanic. I don't think it's in any kind of order on the picture. That would be really cool if I could figure that out. Bonnie and ex-president Guy Hudson. Nope, it's not. Okay, I need to figure out you with the glasses. I gotta see if there's any other pictures of anyone with the glasses. Gwendoline and Gwyneth. Okay, so we have Gwendoline Morden and Gwyneth Madsen. And then Madsen. I said, ooh, I did get that in right. Okay. You two look like siblings. I think the hair is supposed to tip us off that they're siblings. Because you have straight hair and they have curly hair. Like, they can't be siblings. Maybe. I can try that. So you would be... So... But I don't know who's older. The mustache is probably supposed to make you think that you're older. So it would be Ernie Madsen Jr., which is you. And you would be Gwyneth Madsen. You are the 4th president. I think. I don't know who your mom is. But Ernie married Deborah Bean and had Nicole Madsen, who's just a child. No, it's gotta be swapped. Wait, no, it's gotta be swapped. Because the mom has a picture. Oh, this is big. I don't know your occupation. But I know you're that, and you're literally a child. As I'm putting things are happening. We're moving. We're grooving. Okay, how many do I have? 1, 2. Did I just get 2? Yes. Okay, I need 2 more to see if those are correct. Because that doesn't count. Is Gwyneth just a housewife? You can keep that there and just see if that works. I don't know who she married. But that would make Gwendoline... Okay, so something's wrong between those 4. Maybe I swap the pictures. Maybe I just swap a lot of things. Or maybe the glasses supposed to tip me off that they're siblings. Maybe that's it. But I don't think you were a housewife, were you? But I don't know who Ernie married. Be a Roottrees. Who do I have left? Sam? Should be the farmer. I figured out Sam. Sorry, that scared me. That's the secret one. There was an affair, wasn't there? Because, okay, I think there was an affair, and let me tell you why. Patricia Christensen and Elias Roottrees were married, right? But I found this interesting piece of evidence called Steamy Correspondences, historical letters with an erotic twist. Very interesting. I want this book. Patricia Christensen, daughter of the owner of Christensen Steel, was writing letters to a man who was not her husband. She was married to an older man of no notable status. This letter was most definitely not to him. T. Okay, so you're not a housewife, but I did get you right. It's so interesting. Which means who's the other guy in the photo? It's gotta be whoever you are. Which is... Clark? And I don't know who Clark is. Who the heck is Clark? It's gotta be Clark, because it's the only one I don't have, and then that's Gwyneth. And that's gotta be November. Okay. These are the 5 pieces. I don't know who that is. It's gotta be an extra one. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what your occupation would be. You went to film school. That's Gwen. An extra one or a missing one? An extra missing what? Sorry, I'm confused. In context to what? Hi, Apoyo, how are you? Is it Clara instead of Clark? And it was... No, it's gotta be a Roottrees. The last one left is Tessa, and I don't think that's Tessa. So I'm late to the party. New location? No. No, this is still me. The black and white photo of the guy in the back, you said an extra one. Oh. I mean an extra one, like, so it could be, let me find an example of one. Oh, so for example, like, Clark Rafferty has extra pictures. That's also Clark. So, like, that's a picture of Clark, but then we have extra pictures of Clark that we can put in. Is this Clue? I wish. This is more fun. So, sometimes they're just like, so you can 100% the game by putting in everyone, which we're going to do. I'm trying to figure out if that one is an extra. Because that would have been the same age as the 5 pieces. It's not an extra Elias. Because that picture is all the 5 pieces. Which means that our... the top, this one. So it's a picture of who, like, someone older than them. What are the objectives here? The objective is to fill in this whole family tree. It was blank when I started. Just from the internet and clues that I, like, pictures that I find. I thought for a sec that he might have been in a missing one, as then there was actual 6 pieces instead of 5. That, I wonder if he's one of the top secret ones. Because he'd be about that age. Like the secret dad. So that these people are actually not supposed to inherit at all because they're not. So, like, what if Patricia had an affair with that man she was writing letters to? And they had Sam Roottrees? But she's not a Roottrees at all. She's not related to Elias. So these people actually are not blood relatives at all. I don't know who Zachariah was married to. I wonder if this is gonna be just a little racial profiling, unfortunately, but Oberdin was like this. That he married Luisa Garcia because they have a mixed child. That was an Oberdin as well, where I had to assume that a man was a Native American based on his hairstyle. And I didn't like that. I don't know your occupation. Are you a dancer? Because everyone is saying they want to be dancers. What about you? What did you grow up to be? An actor, probably? But I couldn't find anything on the internet. Still mad. I'm sorry. I know. I could probably replay it in a year and not remember anything. Honestly. There was so much going on. You have media mogul? I don't even know what that is. I don't know who you were married to. I don't know who you were married to. I don't even know your name. You were Clark. I don't even have a Clark. You married Ernie Madsen. What people have the same last name? Ooh, what I do think I could find is the Kellogg's, because they have... You guys are the Kellogg's, aren't you? No, you're not. Unless... Yes, you are. She married David Kellogg III. And then they had David Kellogg IV and Bethany Kellogg. I don't know why that's important, but it is. But that's the only way it can work with the third and the fourth. They had Chris Rafferty. I don't know who he married. The cereal brand? Yeah, they actually invented cereal. Okay, let me look back at my evidence, see what I can figure out. Let's just start. I can't start up here because this has too much in it and too many numbers that I don't know what it wants me to do. You still have 5? And handwritten note attached that seemed personal. So the number is how many clues that it has. to things that are unverified. I'll show you guys. So, the higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm bells. We already did that. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often, the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence you may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay. So things I learned about this is that this is Stephanie and that is her husband, Brian. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family. I learned that meant that she had 2 moms. But in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simple. Love is our future. The handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. So CM is where's she at? CM is Caroline Morden. She married Mark Landon. I found all this out by searching them. They split up and she found Eloise, her partner, who then adopted Stephanie Landon, who married Brian Jones and became Stephanie Jones. And they don't have a child yet. Her child has not been born yet. I don't know if I can look up Mark Landon. No. No, nothing there. What if I look up Brian Jones? Oh, I haven't read this. There are many advertisements over the years, as well as a small article from 1995 about Jones Graphic and Print. The article is a piece about Brian Jones taking over his father's print company after 20 years. Brian seems to not have let it go to waste as a marketing opportunity during an interview portion. I've been in and out of that shop my whole life. My father taught me everything there is to know when it comes to getting the job done right and getting it done quick. We've been a printing staple of Butler County for years, and even the Butler County Times uses us for their coupon pages a few times a year. Thanks, by the way. But still, whether you're a new client or one of our regulars, nothing will change. Come on down for the best prices on bulk printing anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania, or search for us online. I designed the website myself. Ooh, Jones Graphic and Print. Here we go. Jones Graphic and Print is a company that, according to its website, has existed in Butler County for some time. The website seems fancy. It even has frames. The website lists the address, hours, and a few examples of clients and the type of work that was done for each. Stephanie Jones Campaign Mailers, Roottrees Candy Company, various banners and posters, Butler County Holiday Light Post banners, Miracle Network, tour flyers, Roottrees Motors. Okay, that's interesting. Butler County School District. Oh, that's what I wanted. I was trying to find that too. Butler Summer Theater, sign me up. Okay, so let's try Roottrees Motors. Mototes. Found it for Roottrees Motors in the Jones Graphic and Print website. You don't find any trace of them on the internet. As a local business, they may be featured other places. Periodicals. Roottrees Motors used to be called Wilkins Motors. An ad for the Roottrees Motors has run in every week's Butler County Times for many years, but recently has been changed to include a picture. Yay! Okay, we have 3 new ads. Let's look. Roottrees Motors. We call the fixers that fix her up. Okay. Your local family mechanics. Who are you? Tessa Roottree! First appeared in 1996. Says that Roottrees Motors has been around for 50 years, is a family business, and also that Tessa Roottrees, their newest fixer, learned all there is to know about cars from her Roottrees Motors parents. Okay, but who are the parents? Oh, I know who the parents were. Wait. You're a mechanic. And you're Tessa Roottrees. And you're also a mechanic. Look at me go. But I don't know your spouse. Okay. Now we also had, for me to look up, Butler County School District. What do you mean nothing's relevant? As I say in the business, slay. Slay is correct. Butler County School District. Okay, no. But Butler Summer Theater. Butler Summer Theater has been around for 30 years. They perform plays and musicals with the cast and crew from in and around Butler County. There are hundreds of mentions of their performances, not just in reviews, but in many nearly identical advertisements for their box office and tickets, as well as yearly announcements of upcoming shows and seasons. They do have a website. Okay, what about Children of Eden? Because that was the play. Nothing. Okay. Let me try Butler Summer Theater. As it is not summer currently, the website has a thank you message. Thanks for making our 1998 season such a success. Stay tuned for announcements and performances in 1999. The website lists the credits of a musical, which seemed to be the final show they performed last season. There's a cast list, but none of the names seem relevant. Below the cast, it lists the crew, and two things stand out. Posters and additional set design elements by Jones Graphic and Print, and choreography by November Studios. Look at me go. I want to try the Children of Eden. Okay, this is nothing. So, I did get it right that she was a dancer. So I have November, I have Tessa. I need two more to lock in. I'm just gonna go on and say you were an actor. Because I don't actually know. Didn't they say something about not originally being called Roottrees Motors? Could have been the spouses. Oh, you're right. Wilkins. Ah! You're so right. Who is Wilkins? You're a genius. Thank you, Rachel. It was Wilkins. So the random, okay, so I want to make a list of all the, I confused myself, that's okay. So the unknown women that are just like one-off names. Laura Carlson. The Catrolls are all, and then the men, this music reminds me of Detective Barbie. Linus Cornwall. Edith Jacobson. These are going to be like spouses, I think. So it's just, I'll be with process of elimination. Clara Lansing. That's giving Clark. It's giving transition. It's giving they really found themselves. Joan Monroe. April Horwich. Okay. So those are gonna be like the spouses of some of these people. No, but Chris Rafferty, you're gonna have... Here's what I want to know. What people... Those are the only pictures I haven't used. So I gotta find more things on the internet. I don't know who Zach married. You were the second president. You were the fourth. Okay, so I have all the presidents filled in. I know one of you. I'm just gonna go with the... I just want them in so I don't have to look at them anymore. I want to know about the Kellogg's. There was one thing in here about people... Oh, okay, so I did finish this one. That one. Ah, okay, so this is the only one. She talked about her... There's one where she talks about them marrying boring people. Or was that this? No, that was Caroline. I think she would know why her cousins married boring people. Little Roottrees newspaper clipping. This one. That's Caroline. She talked about her cousins marrying boring people. Someone did. They just wanted to be housewives. Yeah, I think it was Caroline. That was like, I don't understand why they all just want to be housewives. Okay, I know the hint that you have. I like how that went down to 1 after I found all that. Okay, so this was... So Strawberry, Power Plum, Bad Blue Raspberry, Cool Chocolate. Are these supposed to be the new initials? CSBPA? C... I don't think so. Because before they were the initials of the 5 pieces, but there's no more 5 pieces. From the magazine Team Blast. There's supposed to be 2 hints here. What if I try Bad Blue Raspberry, like Cool Chocolate? If I try searching these. No. New 5 pieces. Awesome Apple was 1. Power Plum. So something Strawberry, I can't remember. So Strawberry. Bad Blue Raspberry. Maybe try... Ooh, I'll try that. I'll try Team Blast. So Strawberry. Bad Blue Raspberry. Team Blast. Ooh! Thank you, Anya. The website has a new section that offers condolences for lots of Roottrees sisters. Their fashion line was often covered by our magazine, and Raina Roottree first appeared on the cover on her 16th birthday. What if I just do Roottrees? That's gonna be horrible. Yeah, too many. Raina was on the cover of Team Blast when she was 16 and did an interview. The cover's there. Cool. There's Raina. TMS and brother trouble. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor who taught lectures about history. He always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wanted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends told me they had to read in school. I took his advice, and now I work with my mom designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model. Then she designs the clothes and with a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we managed to accomplish. They gave me very little that I didn't already know. Ugh! Because her inspirations are her grandpa, who's a college professor. I learned that Laura writes books, but I already knew that. Let's try... What about Riley? Okay, so Riley and Rose aren't really mentioned. Let's try Thomas Sheridan. Or TMS. There we go. Tommy Mark Sheridan appeared on the cover of Teen Blast a record of 38 times, including 3 back-to-back months during the height of Brother Trouble. In the issues he wasn't on the cover, he was still mentioned quite often. You read every word of every article, and besides the fact that he was married to Raina, only one thing seems relevant. A gossip section from 1996, about 8 months before their marriage. It's called, Is TMS Dating a Roottree? It says, at a recent autograph signing, TMS told a Teen Blast reporter that he met a girl at a party in Malibu. Apparently the cast of Brother Trouble gets together at Penelope's house once a year, and this time, TMS found love. The mega hottie had this to say. Who's Penelope? I'm gonna look at that. She's incredible. She came to the party to meet me specifically, and I'm glad she did. She said she had a crush on me from when she was younger. I told her I have a crush on her from her posters now. When our Teen Blast reporter asked who the lucky girl was, TMS refused to spill. We did some digging. One of the creators of Brother Trouble, Ron, married Penelope, who played TMS's mom on the show. And get this. Ron is a distant relative of the Roottrees sisters. That's how I learned that he married Penelope. Got it. Because we learned that Ron married Penelope. Maybe try 5-piece or the flavors. Oh, I'll try the flavors. Because it says 5-piece yields to me results. Because if I just do 5-piece, nothing. Or like 5 pieces, they flood the results. So maybe strawberry. Oh, I might want to spell things right if I'm going to search them. Nothing. Awesome apple. Power plum. I'm going to go with it's a no. Bad blue raspberry. And the last one was cool chocolate. But I want to try Robert Roottree. No. I want to try Ron Roottree. No. I want to try Ronald Roottree. I want to try... One second, my dad texted me. Sorry. Had to take a dad break. Sorry, when dad randomly texts you, you stop for a second. Okay, so Teen Blast. Who else would maybe be in Teen Blast? Carl. Can I just do Root? No. Okay, so maybe Teen Blast was like something I should have looked at a long time ago and I didn't. Yeah, because now it has 0. Okay. You have nothing. You have nothing. 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 We can listen to their song.
We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
Just this.
Saturday night and you're quite a sight. The world might
Clark. I'm so silly.
Making ends meet, so they rent and leave. We can't afford gas, so we skate in the streets. Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty. Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling
Musicians, artists, and dancers.
on down to the city.
Pop Force plans to send him to the academy. What's the academy? Like jamming out over here. Not there.
On wheels we glide with you by my side. Inflation is rising and so is our pride. Big arm fade,
Boo.
love not pay. They fight overseas, but we'd rather skate. Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty. Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out
Forget what it was called.
tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
November Studios is what it's called. Oh, maybe I can just try searching that. This is for Rebellion and Jazz. There's hardly any other information available.
Politicians at large are
No mention studios. You didn't find any information about it anywhere.
in charge, are all clowns.
Why is there 6 here?
And protest. So signs up while we boogie down, 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 down. Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty. Ladies blush
Swashbuckle my heart.
witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
I was jamming. Zach's not a bad president after all. He seems to be doing good at raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen. Believes she came out of the divorce with her head held high. With the free spirits in any other family, they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. How are there 6 here? I'm missing something big. They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers. What does that make you? Caroline was all mad. Where did I get this? Local art. Self-portrait art and the beauty of women. I think that's what it was. Self-portrait art and the beauty of women. That was by Caroline Madsen. Self-portrait art and the beauty of women. Did I spell something wrong? Oh, Morden. Haha, that might help. There we go. Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. She was one of the youngest in her generation, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. She especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wills, who she calls completely bogus. She married a man who was the opposite of boring, which was overcorrection. Okay, but... Oh, that's not you. Gwyneth Madsen. Maybe... Who did you marry that has two... Maybe it's Sam Cattrall, and you're gonna be Stephanie Cattrall? That would make the only sense because that's the only one that has... Yeah, it's gotta be that. So maybe we'll look up Cattrall. Ooh, I got something! Mrs. Cattrall turns to Butler County. Oh my gosh, she's the head of farming! I knew that! Why did I not remember that? No, you're not a firefighter, you're a farmer. So she's the head of farming. Who else have I tried to lock in? Anyone? November? You? Okay. We're about to do a fun little thing called Guess and Check. But first, I want to try to fill in a couple other things, like spouses' names, just to see if I can get it right. Because it'll tell me. Or like process of elimination here. I'm gonna guess Clara because of Carl. I don't know. Clara, Clancy, Carl. Kind of makes sense. We'll go with April for you. I need a girly pop for you. And maybe you were Linus. You probably have to be Linus because there's no other men. Alright, we're literally just gonna guess. Did you grow up to be a chef? Did you grow up to be a comedian? Did you grow up to be a driver? Did you grow up to be an interior designer? Did you grow up to be a media model? Manufacturing? A mechanic? You're not a mechanic. Are you in the military? Are you a news anchor? Are you a musician? Are you a pilot? Are you a police officer? Are you a pro athlete? Are you a professor? I don't think you're a professor. Public speaker? Are you in retail? Maybe you're a screenwriter. Oh, you're a screenwriter! I knew you were a screenwriter the whole time. Okay, who all did it get right?
You or do you not feel bonita?
I feel bonita.
Wonderful, because you look bonita.
Thank you, I do feel bonita. Caffeine makes me sleepy, so I can see how that would work. You had so much caffeine, you're still eepy. I feel like I haven't had a lot. I got a little drink when I got some food earlier. Alright, who did I get right? I got Linus Cornwall right. I did not get you right. That is interesting. You didn't marry Laura Carlson. I did get the Kellogg's right. Crap, I didn't get any of the women right. Oh no. What other blood relatives do I have to fill in? I feel like I've got to be able to figure this one out because they were part of the Miracle Project. Let me look at my evidence real quick though. There's still 6 here? What was the news? Can I am I gonna be silly? Love how I said yesterday. Hydrate M, thank you. What's Riot Girl? You find a few websites about Riot Girl subgenre of punk. It apparently got started in Olympia, Washington, when a few women got together to discuss sexism in the local scene, and it's ballooned from there. But of course, you knew this already. After all, you have a poster on your wall. I do. I just want to know things. The Notorious Montjoys. Oh, I have to know about them too. The Notorious Montjoys. Oh, I'm not reading all of this. Why would she read all that? Okay, what about this? Ooh, what do I have here? Family Doku? The Erased Names of the Genesis? A Young Alphabet Adventure? I want to play Family Doku. It's kind of what I'm playing right now, isn't it? Oh, that's my music volume. Password. Sorry, I just like touching stuff. Mystery Comics. Tales of Suspense. Okay, that's all I can really look at. Okay. This leads to 6? Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, so we have a Roman Empire about the Notorious Montjoys. We do. That we can actually look at. Photo of Carl's generation taken in the mid to late 1970s, as well as some papers and mail from his office. The newspaper mentioned you could search online for WRTD. I did that. Maybe I missed something there. No, not the public library. WRTD. Investigative Jazz radio station. They talk about the plane crash. This most recent hour, they also talked about a picture taken from Carl's office. There wasn't a break-in. Instead, someone with the key to the office took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to the recent storm. This means it was likely someone close to the family, who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. Ooh, I don't think I ever searched the Roottrees curse, did I? There's a long rambling conspiracy website with very small, very red text. I did read this. Oh, my hair. I need to adjust it real quick. Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in 1982, but nobody was arrested. Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Now, just this week, Carl died in a plane crash. Is this the Kennedys? It could be loosely based on them. It is just fictional. I should look at the Mayan ruby skull thing, maybe? Post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corners, simultaneous 4-day time cubes. I don't know what that even means. Chris Raff 75. We know that's Chris Rafferty. Oh wait, Chris Raff 75. Let me try. Because that's a picture I don't have yet. Ooh, I got a picture. You find it? Pics pop. I have a new website? The Kennedys if they went into candy instead of politics. Honestly. Hi, Thistle. It would be, and it's funny that they just had the same fate, didn't they? The list of the author's email address is Chris Raff. Below a bunch of gifts that say under construction, there are a few art pieces. The first is a painting captioned, "Me and my fiancée, Lulu." Oh, Lulu! A painting I did for my first year of college that I plan to give to her when we get married in May. Go Tartans! There's an old college called Cousins, which seemed to be made up of 3 scrambled images. Collage, not college. The accompanying artist statement says, "We had to create a piece of art about our family. I asked as many of my extended family of cousins for their pictures as I could, even some I've never met. Only a few of them got back to me, and my teacher said I wasn't allowed to use pictures of Raina, Riley, or Rose. So I had to get creative and use my only third cousins. This includes Davy. He swims for UConn, and Bethany's yearbook picture. She's Davy's younger sister. Ah! and Stephanie, who is only a child. This is huge. This is huge. Okay. So Lulu is Louisa. You're an artist. And we got David, who is a pro athlete. We have Bethany, who he said was Bethany's yearbook picture. So she's a student. The cousin's photo will need to be unscanned before you can use them. You download the new application, Pixpot. Stephanie's only a child. Okay, sorry, I'm doing so many things. Because Stephanie's over here and she is a child. Before I put those pictures in, because it's gonna do some confirming, I want to put in Laura Carlson there, because maybe that's Carl. Here we can put Clara. Here we'll put Edith, maybe. I got a new one there. I'm just trying to fill in some of the like extra ones because it will lock in if they're correct. You have an unknown name. Joan Monroe. Sounds great. Okay. So I need to unscramble images. Portfolio of college student Chris Rafferty. It was referred to as self-portrait of me and my fiance Lulu. Okay, so the hints, the connections. I love it. So there's Lulu. Although I can add this. And then we have Chris. Now I need to unscramble the images. I'm excited. There. There we go. There. So I'm so focused right now. The yearbook a thing in college? No. Just school. Oh, you can take like student ID pictures, but that's it. Okay, so I got this one. Oh god. This is easier. Okay. Yeah, because that says middle school in the back. No, those horrible backgrounds. I always wanted my parents to pay extra to get me like a cooler background. They never would. And now I understand why. Because all of my pictures were horrible. Every single one of them. Which one's wrong? That one. Which one's wrong? Oh, I see it. It's the middle one. There we go. Imagine paralegals had to Photoshop like this. I wish. I would love that. Slide the photo back into shape. Oh no. Can you give me one that's like... Okay, we're gonna put Chesty Boy back together again. So we need this. There's your face. Now, photoshopping like this is criminal. Okay, so we have this. This is worse. No, it's not that. Okay, so I've got him, mostly. Not yet, actually. There we go. Now we've got him. We've got him where we want him. Oh, this is more difficult now. Why can my brain not work? My brain hurts. Not that. That. There. Now you need to go there, right? You're gonna go there. Okay, so I just need to get... Not that. There we go. Oh my god. Why was that so brutal?
You go, girl.
Thank you. That hurt my head. How many more do I have? I think just them. I don't know. We'll see. I think she's a student in college. Oh no, what'd I get wrong? Or is he a student in college also? She's a student K through 12. Oh no, who'd I get wrong? Are you not an artist? You are an artist, for sure. Switch the girls' pictures. And then you're a pro athlete. And you're a student in college. But it said, wait. So I had to get creative and use only my third cousins. This includes Davy. He swims for UConn. Bethany's yearbook picture. She's Davy's younger sister, and Stephanie, who's only a child. You are right. She is K through 12. He swims for UConn. UConn is a college. So he's a student at college. She's middle school. That one was right. I'm so confused. Is there anywhere else they could go? No. Literally, it's just these 4 left. These are my last blood relatives. This includes Davy. He swims for UConn. What is UConn? Maybe I'll try that. Bethany's yearbook picture. She's Davy's younger sister. And Stephanie, who is an only child. When you search for UConn, you find out it's University of Connecticut and that Davy Kellogg IV is on their swim team, the Huskies. He also came in second in his most recent competition, though that doesn't seem relevant. Davy Kellogg IV? That's it. No. We got something wrong with there. Isn't Chris considered a student too? Oh, maybe. Maybe that's it. No, not K through 12. Haha, college. Thank you, Anya. Thank you. Okay, so I got some of... I don't want to do it yet.
To my genealogy genie. If you're reading this,
The
it
other
means
one.
you've locked in 49 blood relatives. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the family tree I'd like you to consider. These last 2 are optional.
We have to do
You can
it.
summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth.
We're doing
So
it.
make sure you're ready.
EC the farmhand. Okay. I have to type it in. Oh no. I know the picture. It's you. Okay, so Edith Jacobson, Clara Lansing, April Quaritch. Finishing in 2 sessions is fast. Is it? Ah! Brun, you scared me, but thank you for the resub. For hanging out with you for 5 months. That's a really long time. It's crazy we've only known each other 5 months. On that note, I'm getting a Reese cup. Thanks, Brun. It's really cool of you. I want this. Miracle Root Tree. 3 generations of miracles. It's quite bare bones as the following blurb. I'm searching for his wife's name. It says there might be leaps in logic. Okay. Gwendoline and Caroline. She got like the line. Gwendoline, Caroline. I don't know which ones I tried. Blurb. I'm just like Edith, Clara, Joan, or April. I don't think I tried April here. I don't think I tried Edith. So I think it's gotta be one of those two. And then I have... So you weren't Edith. I'm gonna try searching all their names. Jacobson, Lansing, Monroe, Quaritch. Nope, wrong. April, Joan, wedding, marriage, mom, mother, Zach, Morden, Marsden, I don't know the actual name. Okay. No. It was probably April because of November. Okay, so I got that one. James. I have Joan there. Okay. James. I don't know. This one's gotta be the line thing. Joan Monroe, Clara Lansing, Edith Jacobson. I can't remember what I tried already. Jacobson. The difference name was Jacob. Edith is kind of giving biblical name. Who did you marry? think I already tried Clara, so we'll go with Joan, and then you could have Clara. G and C. Gwendoline. That has to be important because they both get the L, I, and E at the end. That's a choice. I don't know. Okay, let's try to figure this out. Okay, let me start at the beginning of all my evidence. There's 5 here. Still. That's gotta be the one to help me figure out what this is. Nothing else has a number on it. Okay, so it's gotta be this to help me figure this out. Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. There has been a mention of an EC. Even Clark? EC, I don't know why that just snuck out to me. This might be stupid. No. No. Okay, there was mentions of an EC. I'll show you. Okay. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farm hands, EC and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all 3 are on the books. EC, I think EC is a female and the spouse is John. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that's proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. So I'm thinking, let me type in Anderson Farm. First Anderson Maple Farm. There was I think it was in the periodicals. I just typed in Maple Farm and I got, yes. It seems that twice each summer, the Roottrees Candy Company's current head of farming, Mrs. Cattrall, returns to Butler County to demonstrate how 5 pieces were made at the beginning of the century. The demonstration provides free samples of the original 5 flavors. They cost quite a lot to attend and sell every time, so the Butler County Times recommends getting tickets the moment they go on sale. The ads and blurbs do not have any other relevant information to help with your search. However, you do learn that the farm offers discounts on Tuesdays. I wonder if I can buy a ticket. I just typed in Roottrees Farm. Roottrees Farm tour. Tour. Her name is Gwyneth Cattrall. Nothing. Be sure you have the correct magazine or newspaper name. That's giving me a hint. Old Anderson Farm. First Anderson Maple Farm. Where was it at? I wonder... That's not what I wanted. Where's the... There's this picture of them. Ritchie Candy Company before its success. I had a thought. Are there any more diaries or is it just the one book? It's just that, sadly. The license 5 pieces. Pittsburgh Market. New England. I wonder. Can I just type in New England? Farm in New England. I'm just trying things now. Gwyneth Morden? Nothing was found. Madsen, that's her name. Not Morden. Nope. They're not mentioned literally anywhere else. So that maybe it was like a different... Like a different farm? Gwen's in Paris. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands. E.C. and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Who the heck is John? Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all 3 are on the books. So they were paid. Can I have the books? Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, chimed in. Let me go over to him. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I just switched the picture. Whew, that scared me. Didn't it say somewhere that some kids had to read a book for school that the Roottrees grandma had read? Is this one? It is this book. I've searched all of her books, sadly. But this is the book. We're just reading excerpts from the book, because the book is her diary that she published. It's the excerpts from the diaries of a Roottries. Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands. EC. Billy was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago. Can I search blood is thicker than syrup? Nothing. What about syrup? Maybe just blood? Who is EC? Can I just ask? Who is John? Who is Sam? Sam. Nothing. John. I made it this far without a hint, and I don't really want to use it. I don't need this. I'm missing something here, because I have 5. This is the only thing with any intuition level on it. I wonder if, because I see this little excerpt from the Butler County Times, what if I type in the Butler County Times, a life between wars. Okay, no, I think I've already read this. Yeah, you can find this in many books at your local library. Book took place in Butler County, including many locations they personally recognized, made everything feel more real, and perhaps contributed to a higher score than it would have received otherwise. So I tried searching author's name, Lauren Rafferty, but I need a book title. And she had Swashbuckle My Heart. Re-release says X marks the spot. Can I do X marks the spot? No. X marks the spot? No. I can't believe they wouldn't let us read her romance novels. I know! Didn't it say somewhere that some kids... Okay, I already read that. Is there anything about Sam in here? Talk about Sam in the, in this? Not on this page, but it does on this page. But this page says I'm done. Like that I've searched everything I can search. But this is all about Sam. About the diary? I think that's where I got this, but I can search it again. You can find a hardcover edition for students that has a full page. High quality pictures in it. Yeah, it was all added to my evidence. Which is this. Props to Skyrim for writing a lot of books I could actually read. That's crazy that it, like... Well, I mean, Poppy Playtime released a whole manual that I have and I read. Oh, hi, Lively. How are you? Tearing of the Roottrees family members split. Oh my god. I could do it. After I get the full story, probably. Okay, I need to read this closely. Final entries in 1964. When was the first one written? Ninja Child complaints from Lord Roottrees died in 53. Okay. So Clark is 18 in rigging hell. Amazing. Using models to let myself draw later. Ooh. Okay, so wait, we also have this. In 1934, someone who goes by Patch wrote a letter full of innuendo to an unknown gentleman who it is clear she had a romantic history with. Patch is thought by the book's author to have been Patricia Christensen, daughter of the owner of Christensen Steel. Her nickname was Pat, and CH were the first 2 letters of her last name. And Patricia was known to appreciate wordplay like this. Patricia, who would have been in her mid-20s when the letter was written, was married to an older man of no notable status. This letter was most definitely not to him. There are also a few passages, after the steamy bits, that mention a daughter, leading Tina Angelina to theorize that this letter was written to the father of a child she hid from society in some way. Okay, let's just stop there for a second. Patricia was married to an older man of no notable status. in Laura's book. This was written in 1963. So, 1962, I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. So, Patsy married Elias, thank you for reminding me I'm a clever and beautiful bird, in 63. In 1934, she's writing these messages. So I think EC, because hear me out. Where's my evidence? Oh. EC is this guy who was older than Elias. And this was taken in 35. So she was married to a man of no notable status, but writing letters to someone else. When the letter was written, was married to an older man of no notable status. The letter was most definitely not to him. There's also a few passages after the steamy bits that mention a daughter, leading Tina Angelina to theorize that this letter was written to the father of a child she hid from society in some way, Sam. So I think a lot of these people don't realize that Sam really exists. Like the family. Let me think about that for a second. The family doesn't know Sam exists. Is that possible? But they know about Ernie Jr. But I just don't think that because like back then affairs were scandalous. They were not allowed to happen. So I think that this happened out of wedlock while she was married to this man, because he's the legal guardian of Sam. So he thought Sam was his, but it's actually Elias's. Because she was having a steamy affair. It means guardian, adoption, or otherwise. So I think the spouse is yeah, because EC is Christensen. So she would have been a Christensen. Patricia. Which means, okay, the letter ends in a mention of a twisted twin. This seems to evoke imagery from classic literature. If not for her story, yours and mine would be the most tragic tale ever told. How awful is it that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate, and worse, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin. Your brother's twisted twin. Okay. Your brother's twisted twin. They do look kind of similar. Clancy Edward. Yeah, your brother's twisted twin. Because Miracle wouldn't have been born yet. They do look kind of similar. Left an outcast, forced to a life of labor under a wicked relative. It's like something from the start of a children's fable. Left an outcast, forced to a life of labor under a wicked relative. It's like something from the start of a children's fable. She deserves not the life he has been sentenced to. I can't stand to be apart from you both. I shall return to you, and I pray that he has not corrupted her to know his sins. I swear that on the joyous day, with all the strength I can muster, I will fight for our child's freedom. Let us pray her fable has a happy ending. She's Patricia. Patricia's at her door. Okay, I think I figured it out. Patricia's at her door. I shall return. Okay. No, Patricia might be too old. Maybe Patricia's daughter? Let us pray her fable has a happy ending. She deserves not the life he has been sentenced to. That he's a farmhand. Probably paid off for his secrecy. I can't stand to be apart from you both. But I want to look up Christensen Steel. I don't know how to spell it. Okay. Christensen Steel was a steel company in Butler County on a World War II history page that you find that it contributed to the war efforts by creating parts for vehicles. But after that, went out of business. All right. Christensen Steel was a steel company in the early 1900s. You find a few mentions in the Butler County Times. Some are old birth announcements in the Butler County Times from the then owner, Matthias Christensen. The only name that looks familiar is Patricia, the third of his 4 children, who was born in 1908. There's a front page article in 1994 stating that Vice President of the United States had stopped there to visit the factory floor. The company stopped being advertised around 1949. Around that time, there's a blurb stating Matthias is stepping down and attempting to sell the company. Let me try Matthias. Nothing. Ugh. Nothing relevant. That's silly. But I wonder, is he in... Not there. Business Watch? Because he did have a very successful company. No. Okay. Edward? See? No. Oh wait, what am I doing? This. Ugh. Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. You see Edward Cullen, Twilight spinoff? Imagine if it's Edward and he's just been like, because he's got like unlimited life, right? Like he's been like 200, he's like 200 years old. Okay, sorry, more dad. All right. What am I missing searching? Can I just search free spirit? No. No. 117, the OG book I thought. I didn't read it. 117? $117? Oh, ha! You're talking about Twilight. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I was like, wait, did I miss something in the book? I thought you were talking about this book. It's fine. I got my hopes up so fast. Swashbuckle My Heart. It has to be something with Swashbuckle My Heart, and I don't understand why I can't find it. I don't know why, but I feel like there should be more excerpts from the diary to read. I feel like there should too. And I'm sad there's not. Why can't I find anything for Swashbuckle My Heart? No copies available. Re-releases X marks the spot. I know that. X marks the spot. Nothing. Revisiting the diary 10 years later? How did I miss this? It's called Scandal! I searched that so many times. How many times did I search Swashbuckle My Heart? X marks the spot. I swear I did it 100 times. I swear, guys. Oh my god. You did do it a lot. Thank you. Thank you for defending me. I felt crazy. I was like, I know I did that. We're doing so good, guys. Wait, no, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Oh, no. To be fair, how did I not see that? Okay. Anyway, I'm excited to read it. It's called Scandal, and I'm ready. There's 5 pages. Okay. The Death of Elias, a summary of the fall, has been added to your notes. I'm so excited. The new diary opens with an explosive incident that happened in the decades between the release and re-release of Lauren's diary. Elias Roottrees had died, and during the reading of his will, there was an audible gasp when a certain name was read aloud. Samantha Roottrees. Although Sam and her children were not meant to receive monetary inheritance, he had a stipulation that she retained the rights to run the farm and any and all decisions related to it. I want to be there for the audible gasp. It was then that the scandalous secrets came out. None of the 5 pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She had been told her parents died. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. I knew it! The fact that I put that together without a clue. Well, I kind of had a clue. Patricia, the daughter of a local steel mogul, and Eli Jr. harbored a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. ever again. Her baby Samantha was sent to the Roottrees. Elias hid her away with a local farmhand known as E.C. Patricia was married off to a much older man and sent away. That was the end of that, almost. Okay, so it's not Patricia. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband died, she reunited with Eli Jr. and they finally married in their 50s. Thank you, Lively, for being first. It's crazy. I love that you were first. 2.5 hours into the stream. Lauren mentioned their wedding in her first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Nobody redeemed first. Eli Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren, ever the romantic, quite appreciated this. This is a page of additional notes and context from the 1975 10-year anniversary re-release. Oh. Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a Roottrees. All my doubts were ill-founded. She's a fine woman. She had the chance to grow up with us. Sam might have been the sister figure Gwen never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own ways. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. It has been a long, long time since any real Roottrees was as excited and interested in the actual candy as Ernie. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother and her adopted grandfather. What I'm most ashamed of is not figuring it all out myself. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. She does not have the thick glasses Patsy did, of course, but I guess that skips a generation. Her children have that covered. It's hard to explain the look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations would pass to Samantha Roottrees for as long as she was willing. I got a flashback to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it a bit to calm him down. Sam wouldn't receive any candy money after all, and was essentially inheriting the right to rule over the peasants for eternity. Ew! Pop warned us away from that farm for years. I never met E.C. in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor, and I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. Oh, so they were gay. Love that. I'm not sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. If I were her, I might never forgive them either, but even so, she seemed to blame more than just the 2 of them. She had no problems with us next gens. But she has a palpable hatred for the 5 pieces and Elias and Gwyneth. They were roommates. Gay alert! Reading this back, I get deja vu. As I write this addendum, Clark's gotten married again. No Roottrees has ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob, and Gwen divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. Not even I can blame him for that. I've seen what he gets up to in Starlet, but neither of us ever took a second husband. With the way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable somebody in the family would remarry. I just wish it wasn't my son. I can only wonder if Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage is due to the lack of a real father. I did what I could, and Lord knows Eli C. stepped up and helped, more than I can say for Clancy or Edward. Eli C. practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers, whenever he could. Eli's marriage seemed fine, and Jim's marriage seemed solid as a rock, pun intended. So who knows what causes these things? I suspect that he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out of the band. Without her, he'd be the third wheel, and I imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio. But still, I don't think marriage on such shaky foundation like that can last, and Lord knows I was right last time. The biggest complaint I got after publishing my diary was how many similar names there are, and I get it. There are 4 Eli's for Pete's sake. But that's how it is. Sometimes I would say, I saw Eli in town, and I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother, my uncle, my cousin. That's why they became Uncle Junior, Miracles Eli, or Eli C. Our family's names are always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using the names of each generation to honor those in the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy, so now you see where my pop's names came from. One thing that's always been consistent in our family, though, is that anytime someone's a junior, they're always the firstborn son. That goes for Miracle, Eli, or even Clancy. With the women, however, it all goes out the window. I think Gwendolyn got her name from some combination of Gwyneth and Candeline, who is Elias's mother. Women's names tend to get all mixed up as their generation went on. I guess that's because there's no female equivalent of junior. So if you're reading my diary and confused, you're not alone. Even the government had problems. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy Roottree. I had to break the news they got my father's name backwards. Apparently, this is the first thing she could find that she ever wrote. She knows it was for a school assignment about anger, and she believes based on the teacher's name, she must have been in the 3rd grade. She doesn't exactly remember the events spelled out here, but she does remember getting in trouble. I got angry when I met a new girl who I did not like. She was dirty and did not have a pretty dress. Me and Pop walked home in town, and she hugged him. When I told her he was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. Then she said, "Your Pop is my dad." She screamed it loud in my ears. She was lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing. So I pushed her away too. Then I got in trouble. Then Pop took her away. He told me, "Don't worry, I'm glad she's gone." Wait. Me and Pop walked home in town, and she hugged him. When I told her he was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. Then she said, "Your Pop is my dad." She screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing. Okay. Your Pop is my dad. Is that Edward Clancy? Oh my god, it's Edward Clancy. Twisted twin, because remember the certified mail? Do I have to write it? Rootree, comma. I don't know who it is. It was something Miller. Mr. Miller? But I need a name. Edward Clancy Rootree. John Miller. John Miller. I feel confident locking in John Miller. And Edward Clancy. Wait, I gotta do Miller, comma, John. I don't know about the wives, and that's really gonna bother me. Listen, I can't watch New Girl because I have an ex with the same name as one of the characters. Like, full name. And it hurts me. But I'm happy with this. Are we happy with this? I'm nervous. I'm happy with this. Send it. It says I finished, but first. Did I get them right? Wait. I got 2 wrong? For next time, I got John Miller wrong.
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees, and his partner was John Miller?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Is it?
I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees.
I knew it.
Yep, I got old. The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago. My book tells the truth about Elias, the 5 pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers, Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller.
Okay, but why was he a Roottrees and he was banished?
By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser.
I'm a really good guesser.
Lauren was right. I hated the 5 pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning. My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man, but his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand. Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable.
I love it.
The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix.
I think I was right.
They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word.
I never found that
He
ad.
became EC. We were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary. Who could
I
blame
did.
me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all, but there he is in the background. The 6th 5-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for
knew
my
it.
freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy. Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father.
Thank you for reminding me I'm a clever, beautiful bird.
At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home.
6 piece.
I began to hate
6
the
pieces!
My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He
Imagine
had
cutting
tried to
your own
take over as
twin.
president.
Because they're gay?
But due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy, a real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company.
Oh, I didn't look up Guy Hudson in business. No, I did. I looked up Guy Hudson in Business Watch. The rumors that Ernest had originally trained to succeed Zach Morden, but had been passed up for unspecified reasons. I feel like I did search both
When
of them.
Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions.
I feel like I did look them up, but I don't remember reading that. But I definitely tried looking them up.
Ernie earned about $36. They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point.
That's crazy.
Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry.
Oh, I don't remember that. I just
Ron
guessed about the
tried to have
screenwriter.
Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock.
Just before she had her second. Our attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock. Who cares?
That sounded familiar. The Clancid Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future.
I do remember that.
His entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as. And that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the trust, as anyone else. The
As they
Clancid
should be.
Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money. The truth has been eating away at me for years, but now I can set the record straight, thanks to you.
Thanks to me.
As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank
Repercussions?
You knocked it out of the park.
Repercussions.
With your expert
Right?
work, the truth will come to light.
Yay!
And when it does, my share of the Clancid Trust is yours. Like I said at the beginning, set for life.
Am I a root tree? If only my paralegal salary was that good.
Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally
Get that
feels
bag.
complete. Unless a whole lot more root trees somehow appear from thin air. This is the last time I'll come knocking.
Little do we know that there is a root tree mania part of this game.
Thanks again, and so long.
I wonder which 2 I didn't get. Because I didn't get 2. Sam Madsen's book was published. It received mixed reviews. Life went on, and a new president took over the company. Mixed reviews? I worked so hard. The Ritchie family faded from the news cycle. And then everything changed? There's another mystery!